Hi, Saen Higgins here. And the question is, can I buy tax liens in other states? Ever wondered about expanding your portfolio? Don't limit yourself to your backyard. In this video, I'm going to walk you step by step on how not only do I want you to buy tax liens in other states, it's almost required. So what I'm going to talk about is where to find them, and how to prosper literally from the comfort of your own home. That doesn't mean you have to go there to buy them there. In this video, I'm going to walk you step by step through every single one of those processes. Oh, and by the way, stick around at the very end. I'll show you the quickest way to make this happen right now in this current economy. Okay, so let's just talk about this. Tax lien certificates are not limited to just your backyard. In fact, I would say this. If you're gonna go duck hunting, you go where the ducks are, period, end of story. So limiting yourself to the back, and I hear this all the time, I'm gonna get started in my backyard. Well, good luck with that. It doesn't work, okay? If I were to say I'm only gonna buy tax liens in my backyard, I literally would have never gotten started, okay? Because it depends on where it's at. I don't necessarily, just because somebody has tax liens doesn't mean it's where I want to invest. Okay, I could be in a tax deed state, I could be in a very less densely populated area, and it just doesn't have it there. So what I literally want to be okay with is the fact that I just can do this anywhere. I said, well, I've never, what if I can't see the property? Okay, wait a second. I mean, we started doing this before the internet, but right now you've got Google Earth, you've got Zillow, you've got Trulia, all of these different techniques out there to make sure that the asset that you're looking to buy a lien on is actually there. So I really wouldn't worry about that too much. In all essence, what you need to be comfortable with is the fact that, like, saying I'm only gonna buy them in my backyard would be the equivalent of saying I'm only gonna buy stock in companies in my backyard. Kind of put it that way, you're going, oh, okay, I guess that's true. Yeah, it is. So when you're looking at buying tax lien certificates, I wanna go with who's got the most quantity, frequency, highest interest rate, lowest redemption periods. So let's talk about that. Once a property owner becomes 1 year delinquent on the property taxes, county government's has the ability to put a lien on that property. Now here's the other key thing. You got to find out, does this state actually sell tax lien certificates? Hey, I want to buy tax liens in Texas. Sorry, they don't have them there. They have tax deeds, and that's another video. Oh, okay. Let's say I lived in Texas and I want to buy tax liens in Florida. Absolutely. You've got dozens and dozens of counties there, each one of them having their own individual sale. I actually had somebody write me a question. It's a great question. Can somebody just go through one sale and show me how this works? There's 500 sales every month, minimum. And every single county has them differently because you got to understand something, okay? This might put it into in perspective. Okay, if I've got a county or a state, and let's say that they have 50 or 60 counties within that state. The state mandates that once a property owner becomes 1 year delinquent on the property taxes, the county can offer those lien up for sale, okay, for whatever interest rate it is. No, they'll say it's gonna be 16, it's gonna be 18. Maryland's the only one that says it can be between 18 and 24%, and they have a 6-month redemption period. Let's just stick with that. So what they said, the county goes, okay, we're gonna use 18% on this and we bring them up to sale. But the county, that's where the county and the state kind of separate at that point. It's up to the county to interpret the rules they want. So even though I'm in the state of Maryland, a very small state, I can go to Prince George's County or I can go to Baltimore County and the sales are completely different. One's 18, one's 24%, all these different things. So part of the process is understanding that county's particular procedures. When does the sale happen? So if you find out when the sale has happened, once you've done that, you're gonna know when the list of available liens are coming out. Because the list of available liens typically proceeds about 30 days prior to the sale. So if you've got 15,000 liens available on that particular list, like, okay, I got 15,000, now I need to break those lists down, okay? So you go, okay, well, I still haven't been there. Super simple. All I want you to do is this. in that particular county, we'll just call it Waka Waka County, wherever that is, okay? What I want to do is I want to find the demographics of that particular area. Number one, what's the average price of a property in that particular jurisdiction? Okay, so let's just use, for example, it's $300,000. So I'm going to go, okay, I want to look at liens that are between that $200,000 and up. So, and some people say, what about less than that? Well, less than that, you're probably looking at fully improved lots or bad neighborhoods. That makes sense. Number two, school districts. What are the top 10 school districts in the area? Those are going to correlate with values on properties. Top school district, guess what? Top value properties. That's the way it works. Property taxes pay towards schools. You get the picture, okay? So just with those two factors alone, I've never been to Waka Waka County, okay? All right. So if I've never been there before, I immediately know what the average price of a home is. So if I'm taking this list and say, oh, I only want to buy liens on single family residential properties. Well, you've taken 15,000 and eliminated probably, I don't know, 30% of them right off the bat. I only want to stick with liens that are between $800 and $1,200, let's just say. Now I've just eliminated probably another 8,000 at that point. See, you're breaking down, and write this down, this is called a short list. So once I've broken that list down to something manageable, now I spend my time, kids are sleeping, I get up early in the morning, I get done doing my meditation, my reading, my ice bath, all those things that I'm doing, and I go, okay, now I'm gonna start doing some research. Look, you can do anything you want. I always say single family residential properties because we all kind of know what a single family residential property is. It's where somebody lives. If you know commercial real estate, God bless you, good luck, go for it. Okay, but if I'm only sticking with what I know in that single family residential properties, that's all I'm doing. I want to make sure that the value is there. In other words, is there a structure worth $300,000 or whatever they say it is? Number one. Number two is, okay, is the actual structure still there? Okay, so I want to make sure I'm buying a property that's worth something because that's the underlying security. Remember, if the person fails to pay off the property taxes, you are, as a tax lien holder on the property, the superior lien to all other liens and encumbrances. And that would include a mortgage. That would include the IRS. That would include anything that's ever been placed on that property. Think about this for a minute. The county's only power is the lever of property taxes. And they say, look, you all can do whatever you want. But if they don't pay the property taxes, we can take the property back, eliminate those, get it back onto the tax rolls, and we're going to start over. Okay, because if we don't get our money, nobody clears title on it. See, if you kind of put it in that perspective, you kind of go, okay, this is starting to make sense. This is why they have so much power. Yeah, and somebody says, even over the IRS. Well, again, know your history. The IRS was formed, I think, in 1913 is the first income tax law that was passed on that. And that's when the Internal Revenue Service was put into place. So we're also talking about separation of feds and states, and I'm not going to get into all the politics there, but there's sovereign states that go, we don't care what you all do, including the IRS, including Bank of America, Wells Fargo, or Aunt Martha that put a lien on it. If somebody doesn't pay these property taxes, we get the property back, and thus you guys are out of luck. Now, they don't just sneak up on them. If I go into foreclosure on this property, I would have to notify everybody on that property. So as you can see, buying a tax lien in another state is not only simple, you have to do that. If you think you're only going to stay within your area, you've eliminated literally thousands of different counties around the country, bearing interest rates from 12%, 18%, 36%, 25%. And here's the great thing about it. You don't need to worry about what happens in the stock market, the bond market, who gets elected president, what happens to the price of oil, what happens to the price of whatever. You're locked into that interest rate, and nothing can or will affect your yield, your principal. I don't know about you, but that gives me peace of mind that I can sleep a lot easier at night knowing that my money is locked in and buy a piece of property. Remember, that's your underlying security. I've got 10 points that walk through all of this. This is just a fraction of this. If you like this information, hit the like, hit the subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll take care of you. But here's the beautiful thing. You're gonna love this. This is gonna help you out financially so big time. I've got a brand new course. This is free to you. This is my gift to you. Brand new course that will walk you step by step how to identify the best states right now in this current economy. Who's offering the best interest rate? What provides the power for you and your family to provide financial independence by this simple investment strategy, and I'll put it in your hands. Hit the subscription link down below and also hit the link to higginsmethod.com, and we'll see you on the other side.